And it's all volunteers. It's all people that are dedicated to helping not only the organization, but youth sports in general in this beloved city. And even though it's majority Royal Oak kiddos that are doing it, we do have athletes from Ferndale, from Troy, Madison Heights, Oak Park. We're not extremely exclusive. We accept anybody that wants to come and play in this amazing league. So it's been a constant tradition of, I don't know, people that love the game and want to spread the love for the game.
Welcome into the ROCC Pod, produced for the Royal Oak, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. I'm John Gay from Jagged Detroit Podcasts.
And I'm Lisa Bibby with Century 21 Northland.
Today we welcome Kyle Vandeventer from the Royal Oak Sandlot League. We're talking baseball and softball. We're recording this on Monday, March 10th, so we just moved the clocks ahead. It's going to stay light later. It's warming up this week, so perfect timing. Welcome, Kyle.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So before we get into the Royal Oak Sandlot League, one thing that goes great with baseball and softball is beer. So before we talk baseball and softball, you had mentioned to us offline that before you went back to school for your degree and became a financial planner, you worked for, 17 years in the beer industry? I want to hear about this.
Yeah, about 15 years.
Okay.
When I graduated from CMU, it was the worst economical period in the United States. So financial planning with a 21-year-old really wasn't a topic that anyone wanted to consume. So I kind of fell into the beer industry and spent the next 15 plus years doing that.
So what did you do exactly for the beer industry?
For the first 9-ish years, I was in beer distribution. Okay. So I spent it between a multitude of beer distributors. And then for the last almost 6 years of that, I was a sales and marketing director for Griffin Club Brewing Company in Birmingham.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. So Kyle, you have an 8-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. Among all of the things that you do professionally, you told us offline, you're a dad first. What's the number one lesson that you have learned from becoming a dad?
Patience.
We all need a little of that.
Yeah, and admittedly so, I don't have a lot of that. I'm very impatient, as my family, my mother, my father would say. But with children, patience is something that was hard for me to learn, but it was a necessity that needed to be learned.
Children are the best teachers. They really force you to just stop, slow down, and have patience.
Completely. One, because you're not getting any sleep. So you're always tired. Two, what is yours in your house is no longer yours. So there's a lot of stackable learning sessions. And I've only done it for 8 years. I've only been a father for 8.5 years, almost 9. So there's plenty more learning lessons to do over the next infinity. So.
Oh, yeah. They're about to get their license. It's all coming.
They're 8 and 3, Lisa. Let's not rush things. Come on.
Yes, come on. You know how fast the time flies. It'll be like next week and they'll be 16 driving around.
So you talk about, Lisa, kids being the best teachers. So with the Royal Oak Sandlot League, we're 18 and under, right, Kyle?
Yep.
So I imagine you're spending a lot more time working with kids with your involvement there. Tell us how you got involved with this organization.
My 4-year-old at the time, who's now almost 9, we decided that we wanted to look into some extracurricular activities. So it was right after COVID, and we looked into baseball. We found ROSL, the Sandlot League, online, and just went for it. Of course, like any other recreational sport, they were asking for coaches. Mm-hmm. And so I volunteered to be an assistant coach. And at the end of the year, they asked for just my insight, what I thought about everything. And I wasn't as nice as I probably should have been. And I communicated that I wasn't very happy with some stuff. And they then said, okay, come to a meeting. You do it. And I said, okay, let's go. And here I am almost 4 years later, still doing it. So.
What's your role at this point? Are you coaching or involved in the board?
All of the above. So about a year and a half ago, we had a huge changeover in the board. Mm-hmm. And about 5 or 6 of us took on a lot of many hats. We took many hats and put them on ourselves. So at one point I was registration, marketing person, whatever you want to call us. T-ball. I'm in charge of T-ball. That's what I've been in charge of since the day I've been on the board. But I'm also a coach. My kid will go into kid pitch for the first time this year. So it's been coach, it's been T-ball, it's been marketing, registration, website, social media, whatever you want to put on the plate. Let's go. Let's do it.
Love it.
Registration is currently open. And the league has been operational since 1959, making you one of the oldest Parks and Rec traditions in Metro Detroit. So congrats on your years of success. Talk to us about what makes your organization successful.
I think a lot of it has to do with the volunteers itself, whether that's volunteering as a parent to be a coach. Our board is completely volunteer. Our board keeps on growing, which is a fantastic thing to have, especially from where we were a couple years ago, where maybe 10 of us on the board, 15 of us. I think we're up to past 30 now. And it's all volunteers. It's all people that are dedicated to helping not only the organization, but youth sports in general in this beloved city. And even though it's majority Royal Oak kiddos that are doing it, we do have athletes from Ferndale, from Troy, Madison Heights, Oak Park. We're not extremely exclusive just to Royal Oak. We accept anybody that wants to come and play in this amazing league. So it's been a constant tradition of, people that love the game and want to spread the love for the game.
How many athletes come through the rec league each year, Kyle?
Yeah, roughly 1,000 athletes will come through, and that ranges from the age of 4 to 18. So we have 4-year-old T-ball, which is as chaotic as you think it would be, which is it's awesome to have 100 plus 4-year-olds running around trying to figure out whatever they're figuring out, all the way up to age 18, where they've gotten a good handle of the game and are playing it for the love. So it's this huge age discrepancy, but it's awesome to see the levels as you go from age 4 to 18. And like I said, roughly 1,000 will go through our system throughout the year.
So I got to say, I love that you start at 4. So I got into baseball when I was a kid late. So I got into it at age maybe 10, and my brother got into it at 6. So my brother started with T-ball, and he kind of worked his way up and I think became an all-star a couple of years later. I hadn't picked up a baseball bat until I turned 10. So here I am, way behind the curve in addition to my natural lack of athletic ability. And I was warming the bench as a 12-year-old while the 10-year-olds played because they were all better than me. So I love getting them a start early so they can learn the game. And of course, it goes into everything you always hear about team building and exercise and life lessons through organized sports.
Absolutely. I think the 3 main focuses for us as an organization are legitimately just having fun, realizing that the game is serious, but to find fun somewhere in that, to be safe, having an environment where everybody is safe. And then 3, learning. Those are the 3 main focuses are fun, safe, learn. Everything else is kind of extracurricular when it comes to additional things that you do in the league, but really enjoying the game through a safe and learning aspect is a huge thing for us.
Well, that sounds like an amazing time for the kids. And how do you guys raise funds for operations? Do you guys have sponsors?
Yep, we have sponsors throughout the year that will sponsor each individual team. We do some fundraising events for, we don't call it a travel team, we call it a tournament team. Mm-hmm. They have some individual fundraising opportunities that they do themselves. But we've been very lucky over the longevity of what we've been to have a substantial base, and we kind of grow off of that every year. And as a nonprofit, our goal isn't to be some multi-million-dollar organization. Our goal is create an affordable atmosphere for everybody, but having it the best possible organization we can be, whether that's, really good jerseys or opportunities for kids to have gloves and baseball bats or enjoying really nice parks. Our goal is not to be this profitable giant. Our goal is to, make the money we're supposed to so that the kids can have the best opportunity they can.
If someone's interested in sponsorship, how can they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So there's a couple ways. I think the easiest way would be rosloutreach@gmail.com. And there's a couple packages that we offer, but ultimately the biggest opportunity is to just put your name on a jersey. Last year, we changed all of our jerseys to have the logo on the front, but then everybody's sponsored company on the back. And then those kids take those jerseys home. And those kids wear them at school, out on the weekends, or at the Royal Oak Leprechaun games, where we have a partnership with them where every ROSL kiddo gets in for free for at least one game. There's probably more. And then we do ROSL teams of the game for the Leprechauns, so that they'll celebrate individual teams. But the goal for sponsorship is really to have your name in as many locations as possible, because those kids are supposed to wear those jerseys everywhere.
Love it. And I'm glad you mentioned the Royal Oak Leprechauns partnership, because they're a great partner with us at the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce, and we've done outings at games, and it's such a great time to get out. You know, you talk about funds, and I'm on your website right now. The registration fee is significantly lower than I expected. It starts at $60 for a T-ball at 4 years old, and going up to 18-year-olds, it's $160. You think about how much youth sports typically cost. I love that you're able to keep these prices so low.
Yeah, that's been a big talking point for us as an organization to, again, create the affordable aspect. And we do have opportunities for families that may deem that a little too expensive. We also pride ourselves in the fact that we're here to help the community, not to gouge the community. We're here to make it the best possible product that we can. And sometimes, we have done a little price increase over the last couple of years. That's mainly due to, umpire costs or jersey costs, or just the costs that we're incurring.
Yeah.
And we're trying to soak that up as much as possible internally without passing the buck along. The goal is to keep it affordable. The goal is to keep it accessible, not to break the bank.
So if anybody else is looking to become a coach and help out, how would they apply?
Our website has everything on it. RoyalOakSandlot.com has every opportunity to sign up. If you have something wrong with it, just let me know, because I'll probably be the one that fixes it. So, and I'm not a website designer by any means, but I'll figure that out.
You wear many hats like many of the small business owners here in the chamber. Again, the website, we'll put it in the show notes, is RoyalOakSandlot.com. All right, we're going to switch gears now and ask you a totally random question. We call it our Fishbowl question of the day. Lisa, if you would draw our random Fishbowl question for Kyle.
Yes, let me dig in. If you could turn any mundane activity into an Olympic sport, what would you win gold in?
Laundry.
That should definitely be an Olympic
We're
sport.
back to being the dad role here, right?
The amount of loads of laundry I did this weekend, oh man, I would be the Usain Bolt of laundry.
So let me ask you, you actually got through it all, or did you actually get more by the end of it?
No, I'm very proud to say that besides the clothes that we wore as pajamas last night, everything is not only cleaned, it's folded and put away. So
Congratulations! You get the gold.
Now in 24 hours, that'll be a different story. But for now, yeah, I'm Usain Bolt of laundry.
I love that. And you've just reminded me that I need to change over my washer and dryer loads when we get done with this interview. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm the worst about that.
We want to thank you so much for joining us today. One more time, give the website, any other methods that you want to give out to contact, social media, anything you want to plug before we let you go.
Yeah, RoyalOakSandlot.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. Our registration for the summer season will be open until April 1st. However, it's us, so we will allow some late registration after that. And then practice will start end of March, beginning of April, and games will start beginning of June, end of May, and we'll go through July. So we have a big season coming up. We have a lot of things coming up with training, but all of that will be found on either the website or social media.
Well, Kyle, thank you so much for being on our podcast. And I'm certain that the community really appreciates all that you do for the kids. My name is Lisa Bibby, and I'm a realtor with Century 21 Northland. I put the real back in realtor. We want you to love where you live. Questions about buying or selling your home? Call my cell 248-981-3610. My website is soldbylisab.com, and you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at soldbylisa. Let's connect.
And I'm John Gay from Jag in Detroit Podcast. If you're interested in starting a podcast, whether it's audio, video, or both, or have any questions about podcasting in general, I'm your guy. You can find me at jagindetroit.com, or you can find me on social at jagindetroit. And I want to say before we let you go, Kyle, after the Tiger season last year, hope springs eternal in baseball in the spring. So we're hoping some of that enthusiasm for the Tigers filters down to the Royal Oak Sandlot League as well. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
The podcast is produced for the Royal Oak, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. For questions about chamber events, or if you want to join the chamber, you can visit the chamber website at royaloakchamber.com. Thanks, everyone.